Hey America, visit our sponsor eartheasy.com right now. Click that link below and check out the LifeStraw, your ultimate personal, portable water filtration system in the event of a crisis or casual use. Click that link below, that's eartheasy.com.
Hey everybody, I'm Christopher Green. You're tuning into AMTV Alternative Media Television. It is, of course, Monday, April 14, 2014, and crisis hit Ukraine. Eyes, national status referendum. And Ukraine boils over into an all-out war with the illegal government, and I won't even mention his name because he's the illegal president, that illegally toppled Viktor Yanukovych in a bloody Molotov cocktail-throwing, U.S.-infused, backed, funded, as usual, destabilization campaign to overthrow a sovereign, independent government. Again, you only have to look to Syria and their continued battle and civil war and the body counts and the civilian casualties to get an idea of what the United States is capable of. Also, Libya being another perfect example of the United States tyranny with the ouster and outright murder of sovereign man Muammar Gaddafi. Again, when you get in the United States way, they kill you. And then they'll orchestrate a mainstream media bullshit narrative around how you're the terrorist when they're actually the aggressors murdering you. Now the new illegal government in Ukraine has deployed troops to the eastern Russian established Ukrainian region, which has just recently, by the way, voted with an over 90% popular vote to join Russia and the Russian Federation. Again, the new president, who I won't mention his name because he's an illegal captor, an illegal president, a man put into power by the West. And of course, all of this U.S. push has only led to more bloodshed, more bloody revolt, more violence, and more Molotov cocktail throwing terrorists sponsored by the United States government. AP also reports Ukraine asks for UN peacekeepers in the restive East. John Kerry is also issued warnings in recent days over the weekend, feigned warnings that Russia really just laughs at behind closed doors because they are feigned warnings that are all talk and zero action. Again, the United States, the weakest country in the world today, albeit a massive surveillance state, and a tyrannical state that approves of NSA-sponsored terrorism and spying against its own citizens here in the United States. Now, Yahoo News, which has a spin very favorable to the West, puts out an article that says Ukraine's ousted president puts blame on the CIA, and rightfully so. CIA spokesmodel John Brennan has recently been in the region and has failed and refuses to comment on his visit to Ukraine. Much speculation that the CIA frontman here, Mr. Brennan, has approved and authorized military force by the new illegal government that toppled the rightful legal government of Viktor Yanukovych to use force and use any means necessary to attack a independent, sovereign, Eastern-backed, pro-Russian facility. Absolutely outrageous, considering this area and part of the world is Russian and has been Russian-controlled for some time now. But of course, the United States wants to threaten this because Russia, of course, exporting 30%, some 30% of all natural gas exports go through the Ukrainian region, of which some 70+% goes to the 18-member Eurozone states that need those cheap subsidies and just don't like relying on gas, especially natural gas from Russia. They want to end their dependence, so instead they've created and launched this destabilization effort, also aimed at hurting and wounding Vladimir Putin's and Russia's intention to rebuild his empire post the Cold War fall. Also, Yahoo reports that U.S. warns, feigned warnings of Russia of additional consequences over Ukraine. Of course, they've put in really just fake and ridiculous and laughable, really the laughing stock of the world, sanctions against Russian politicians and bankers that just laugh this stuff off because it really is a joke. Like they really care about doing business in the failed, systemically rotten, diseased Federal Reserve U.S. dollar. Like they really care as they're trading in billions of dollars with emerging giants like China and India at the moment. Also, another report from the Weekly Standard says a secret fight over Russia in the Obama administration. Ooh, a secret fight. Obama, a scathing, I would argue fascist, but even the mainstream media is picking up on his socialist ties, namely Jay Carney and his Russian propaganda in his flat, while there was an expose done in a very popular magazine over the past few days, says there's a secret fight over Russia in the Obama administration. Ooh, like we should really be worried about that. Of course, here you have CIA frontman John Brennan. Looks like a nice guy, doesn't he? God, he looks like a freaking terrorist himself. Looks like Hitler incarnate there. Like he just get off on, more murder and death, as it looks like to me. Of course, that's my opinion. And of course, you only have to look at the historical track record and the precedent that the United States has set in places like Syria, which are still engaged in a bloody, violent civil war, or places like Libya that have been utterly ruined in chaos post the aggressive murder by the U.S. administration and Western-backed influence to take out rightful and legal leader Muammar Gaddafi. Again, if you get in the United States' way, if you get in the way of the Federal Reserve, the note that isn't worth the paper it's printed on, they kill you. They murder you. And then they craft a CNN bullshit-controlled statist media agenda around you being the enemy. While it's the United States and Western-backed influences, along with John Brennan, who recently secretly met in the Ukraine, and the speculation coming from Viktor Yanukovych and other sources speculating that he authorized military force in this recent deployment of illegal Ukrainian forces that recently toppled the rightful legal president and sovereignty of the Ukrainian government, backed by the United States and Molotov cocktail throwing terrorists. Again, we saw this in Syria with the Obama administration, where they arm, fund, and back the al-Nusra Front with clear-cut ties to al-Qaeda in order to intend to overthrow the government, not the regime, the government of Bashar al-Assad. The only regime that you need to be worried about is this regime. And this regime here, the totalitarian, Orwellian, statist-controlled agenda backed by the worthless Federal Reserve, not worth the paper that it's printed on. You only have to look at the very viral story over the weekend of the cattle rancher Cliven Bundy and the Cowboys winning over the state and the BLM over the weekend to get a taste of the tyranny that comes not just against people all around the world in independent sovereign nations around the globe, but also right here in your face in the United States of America. The new USSA, the least free, the new North Korea of the United States. All because of this guy here, a smirking, sniveling SOB crook with his partner in crime here, John Brennan.
Little weasel. I can just see the little weaselness in both of them.
You've been tuning in to Christopher Green, Alternative Media Television, hard-hitting and in your face. Get this out everywhere, make it viral, and click the link below to support our sponsor.